Check out hotfifacoins.com and use the discount code PEPSI for 12% off your purchase. Enjoy the video, fellas.
G'day guys, and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Premier League. What the fuck is this fucking series called? The Fantasy Premier League series on Pepsi FIFA. But so we're going to move on into game week 2 of this Premier League series. First segment on this series, as always, is going to be the shock results from the weekend's games. Now personally, there were 4 games that stood out to me, and they are as follows. Everton v Arsenal, which was 2-2. Tottenham v QPR, which was a 4-0 beating. Sunderland v Man United, which ended up being 1-1. And of course, Manchester City v Liverpool, which ended up being 3-1. Now for the Toffees Gunners clash, I tell you what, as a clear Everton supporter, I was absolutely shattered after the game. Seamus Coleman got the first goal, the free kick being put into the box, and Seamus just came up right behind Lukaku, popped in the header to put us 1-0 up. Naismith then doubled the lead just before the halftime break, and I really thought the game was all over from then. But Lukaku's ankle was a little bit troubled, and he had to come off, and as soon as that happened, everything just fell apart. He'd been deployed on the right wing the entire game, just like last season, and the Arsenal fans were always so cautious of him on that right side. So as soon as he freaking left, they had no worries in the world. They could focus on the central attack from the Everton defence, and they just completely controlled it from then on. Aaron Ramsey then scored with about 7 minutes left in the game, and then on the 90th fucking minute, Olivier Giroud put in the fucking equaliser, and I could see it coming. As soon as Ramsey got that goal, I was saying to myself the whole time, no, it's just, we're going to lose this. Or we're not going to lose this. We're going to freaking let it go. We're going to freaking concede the 2 points, and it's going to be a freaking draw. But anyway, I'll stop my rant and I'll move on to the next game. I probably won't be as detailed in the other games, so I'm just fucking pissed off about Everton. But the next game was Tottenham v QPR, and I tell you what, that game was ridiculous. A few of you guys might be saying, oh, it's probably not a big shock result. I was expecting Tottenham to absolutely smash QPR. But I tell you what, boys, nobody predicted QPR to be just that bad. What am I doing with my hands? I've got no idea. But seriously, man, QPR were absolutely terrible, blown out of the water, and they need to invest if they are to survive this year's Premier League bloody relegation battle. It's just ridiculous, man. But don't take anything away from Tottenham. It wasn't just QPR being shit that got them the 4-0 win. Tottenham absolutely played incredibly, and I just can't wait for next week's game against Liverpool. Oh, man. Manchester United. Sunderland, Man United, 1-1. My God. I just don't know what the thing is with Man United these days, but Van Gaal has, fair enough to him, he hasn't been around the club for too long at all, really, and so it's going to take some time for United to, pick things up again. But it's just very disappointing for those United supporters who have seen so much success. And, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. But seriously, those games should be wins for United regardless. It should be a win on the board. And it just never really seemed that way. Sunderland got that goal with Jack Rodwell to get them back into the game. And I never really saw United getting back into it, which is sort of unfortunate for the fans. I do feel for you, I really do. But seriously, it is really unfortunate. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I can see you being lifted by this Di Maria purchase. And anyway, we will move on. We'll move on to the next game, and that's the past, boys. Let's head on to the freaking future. I freaking tell you what, man, I'm speaking so much shit right now. Anyway, next freaking game, Manchester City versus Liverpool, and man, oh man, Liverpool, in my opinion, pretty much controlled the entire game from the offset. They had all the attacks, all the plays in midfield. They looked the more likely team to score, but they just didn't have that end product. Luis Suarez, mate, it's good to have you going. I tell you what, it's good times. But I tell you what, man, if Balotelli does pick up his bloody form and stays consistent, Liverpool can be a real force. And I tell you what, man, it's going to be a big season for them. But speaking of big seasons, Stefan Jovetic scored a beautiful 2 goals, and he looks absolutely incredible for this year's bloody competition. It'd be fantastic. I've slightly touched on this, by the way. Now, I'm going to enter the big transfers that have happened recently, last few days. And of course, Balotelli to Liverpool, that is absolutely massive. £16 million, I think it was. That is absolutely ridiculous. A bargain buy. But you have to admit, it's a bit of a risk. You just never know with Balotelli, and it could absolutely turn tits up because of that. But it could be massive profits on the other side of the spectrum. United obviously brought in Rojo and Di Maria. Huge huge fee for Angel Di Maria. Hey man, you gotta spend big to win big, and fair play to them. I'll be very interested to see how they play him. They might play him on the right side, they might play him centrally like he did play for Real Madrid quite a bit last season, so you just never know, man. It's going to be very, very interesting to see, as well as if they pick up freaking Arturo Vidal. It's going to be, I just don't know what's happening with that club, man. It's just ridiculous transfers and the fees they're paying, but we are going to move on to a personal favourite of mine, Samuel Eto'o, and I know a few of you saying, Samuel Eto'o, man, he's 33, he's way past it, but I tell you what, Everton bloody need a player like him to have us through the European competition this season. We've got the Europa League this year, and our squad isn't used to that. We're not used to freaking dealing with Europe, and to have a player like Eto'o who's won, how many Champions Leagues? It's just ridiculous. His experience is going to help our young lads so damn much, and I can't wait to see him play for us in the Europa League. And I would not be surprised if he plays a few Premier League games. He'll probably come off the bench most games anyway, but anyway, we'll move on. Of course, the main segment of this series is, of course, Fantasy Premier League, and my team did absolutely yucking. I scored a total of 40 points with Emre Can, for fuck's sake, scoring another bloody 0. This time he actually made it onto the pitch, but he only got 1 point for playing, 19 minutes or so, but he got a -1 for bloody copping the yellow, so I've got to trade him, I tell you what. Or Rogers, just bloody get him on the pitch, man, start him for once. He's probably unfit, but anyway, we'll move on. Despite those 40 points that he did score, I actually did beat the freaking Red Devils United. Pretty sure he scored around 34 points, so hey, I'll take that end of the week. The highest scoring players for me are as follows. Vlaar in the defense with 6 points. Fabregas in the midfield with 6 points, but I did have him as my captain, so he doubled to 12. What am I doing with my hands? I've got no idea once again. And finally, Diego Costa with 6 points. Now to the good stuff, boys. The team in this league that has scored the most points. Congratulations to Ben's 11. You scored 77 fucking points. That is diverticulitis, mate. Now his team, absolutely incredible, man. His high scoring players are as follows. Shawcross in the defense with 11 points. Mata in the midfield with 10. And of course, Diego Costa in his forward line who scored 6. But he was his captain, so he doubled to 12. Why not keep doing that for 12? I've got no idea. He also had a lot of players in his team who scored around 8 and 9, so it was just an incredibly balanced performance, I must admit. You win 100k coins, mate, so make sure you follow me on Twitter at PepsiFever12 and send me a screenshot of your team from the Pick Team section of the Fantasy Premier League website. Boys, we've got a massive weekend of Premier League coming up. The 2 big games in my eyes are, of course, Everton v Chelsea. Will Samuel Eto'o play against his former club? And, of course, Tottenham v Liverpool. Absolutely huge, boys. Whack your predictions in the comment section down below. But if you did enjoy today's video, please make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at PepsiFever12. And if we can hit 250 likes on today's episode, I'll freaking love you guys freaking forever. By the way, guys, I really do appreciate your support on yesterday's episode 1 of the new series, Retiring to Victory. If you do want to be involved in that Pink Slip series, you have to be following me on Twitter. So all the descriptions, all the links, all that shit is in the description down below. And of course, send me some Snapchats. We're going absolutely ham on that. But have a rubber day, boys. Everyone shut up for fuck's sake. And I'll see you tomorrow.